You get all sorts of good, kind of, it's a lovely environment for any kind of weather, but I must say on a day like today, this place looks outrageous. I'll make sure you're nicely in focus. You're looking great. Now, just before we start, you're always very, very happy. You know you're married with kids, right? You're sure you're happy? And
not happy all the time.
Okay, that's all right then, that's good. Just so other people with kids and all that just know that it's not 100% all the time.
Absolutely not. But this place makes me happy.
Good. Now we will jump back. I'm thinking about, you are a self-confessed hippie. You spent many a wonderful day and night over in New Zealand, and you're Australian, and you travel Latin America. This was a time when you were basically kind of, massage was your job, but it was also a means to getting a ticket to go on and on. Was there a plan? Was it all just beautiful fun, or was there a kind of a feeling inside you that this is something I want to do for the rest of my life?
Yeah, I was working in the corporate world. I just knew it wasn't the right match for me, so travel was the way to open that up. And actually, I decided not to come home until I knew what I wanted to do. And holistic therapies just came into my realm, let's say, and I just couldn't get enough of them. So I studied as much as I could, and then yoga and all the kind of mummy's tummy side of the business, pregnancy yoga, and all the kind of baby massage and that kind of stuff came in when we started our family. So it was a lovely kind of, progression, let's say, from going and doing massage to actually working then and training in pregnancy yoga and all those kind of classes.
And I'm guessing it was a gradual kind of organic growth to where you ended up, because, it started out massage and yoga, and then the great Barre yoga comes into play, and this is really, workout meets space out. It's kind of got, elements that, work for you. And then,
I love that.
As you say, with the kids, that would have brought in the prenatal and the postnatal kind of yoga. Amidst all that, was it, I don't know whether that was, a kind of easy trip, or whether it was always, challenging, whether there was always this urge to kind of find new things and add to the mix. And...
Oh, it was always challenging for a long, long time, especially with little kids and, trying to keep classes going. But I was lucky that I had a great client base who, kept coming back. When the kids were small, I did small amounts of classes. Now that they're a little bit bigger, I can kind of grow on that. But I think when you really truly love your job, or you have a passion for it, you just want to do it. And I just kept going. I've been teaching 15 years. Barre yoga came from basically the women in my classes kind of moving on from the pregnancy and mama baby classes, and I wanted to create something for them that was a bit more of a workout, a bit of fun. And so I did my bar training in 2016 and did a bit of research in town and went to loads of classes and created Yoga Barre in 2017. And so it's just grown from strength to strength. It's a really welcoming, fun class. It's kind of a mix of yoga and bar with weights, music very important, like really fun tunes. And look, not every day is brilliant, it comes with its challenges running a business, certainly through COVID. For everybody it was tough, but running the classes from my kitchen, trying to keep people motivated on the beach, but I just kept going, it was just something in me just loves it.
I keep thinking that you're part of that second summer of love that happened, because the kind of philosophy and the sense of joy and the sense of finding the joy and being healthy and all that, that 60s idealism crept in the 80s kind of rave into the 90s. Was that part of it, that when you were traveling you just always had this inherent kind of want to just, that healthiness, but that fun side of it, that sense of, being good to yourself and tapping into, I don't want to say it's cosmic, but tapping into something better and bigger than just, a beer and sitting around.
Being clear about it, I'm a child of the 70s. So,
okay. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Grew up in the 80s, partied for sure, loved the 90s.
Do you have any pictures or video from that time we can use to
I'm sure I do, and I'm sure you have them in your archives.
Okay, cool.
I still love the crack.
Right,
I still love going out. I still love my wine and my good food, but I love to move. And the girls and the guys that come to the classes, see that it's all a bit of fun. So yeah, it's about taking care of yourself. It's about movement, but it's about having fun while you're doing that. I don't want to take it too seriously. And that's really the ethos of the place. It's so welcoming. People come in and they're like, will I be able for a class? It's open to every level. It's open to every type of, whether you're in the gym or whether you've never exercised before, But going back to your question about, I always wanted to stay healthy, but I always love a good time too. So I thought, why not? Can we just bring these two things together?
Well, it struck me too, just that you weren't somebody who was kind of doing, you know, like a night class in this and just that'll be enough. I'll have a diploma. I can just get away with it. You know, you're going to India to study yoga. You're in an ashram, and you're having the time of your life. And then Simon drags you home. Have you ever kind of forgiven him, because that probably was the happiest you've ever been, and you had this centered life? And why would he do that?
I know.
And then he gives you kids as well. Like
I know, honestly.
We'll have to have a word with him.
I loved India, yes,
Right.
and he grabbed me from there because we were getting married, so it was kind of
well, then I suppose you kind of need to be in the same room at least in some way, shape or form.
Yes.
But talking of men, this is something that you've said yourself too, that a lot of guys now, thankfully, I suppose the happy pair would be part of it, but there's this real acceptance now that when it comes to yoga, when it comes to being healthy and all that, you know, men just don't have to play rugby and just don't have to run around in circles. They can actually get involved in stuff like yoga and stuff like, you know, Pilates and all that. So that's been a big part of your kick here, is that men are getting involved more and more.
big time. Simon does the King of Grace Challenge every year, and this year I did a few stretches with him before the race, and it really helped his race. He said, you know, you need to maybe work more with people who are going to the gym and are exercising a lot. So I've created this new class called Strength and Stretch. So it's a yoga class with weights. Right. So primarily focused on beginners, people who maybe are like men who are doing more gym-based exercises and just actually want to come and stretch. And so it's going really, really well. Right. And I think for men, the word yoga, sometimes they just think, oh, you know, it mightn't be for me, but we also have brilliant classes here. We've great Pilates classes, we have ballet classes for kids, we've over 65s yoga, we have yoga classes as well, much gentler classes. So there's so much going on here, and more is developing. So I would love more men to come, I really would. And their first class is free with me. So if any man is listening to this,
Bada bing! And I look great in yoga pants, so I'll have to think about that.
I would love for you to come.
I want to have a look over here, but I noticed when I came into a shelf of you're like all good people, you're aware of the fact that you're not the only, you know, show in town. So there's a real need and want to kind of support others around you. And I see La Luna here, and you maybe let us know. Well, you've got a few things here now that are.
That's so important to me here at the Yoga Barre, to support local businesses. So La Luna, an amazing local business making beautiful candles and creams and lotions. We have the journal company, beautiful gratitude journals. We have Be Kind incense.
Oh yeah. Well, Kyle and Beth and all that, there's great people around here.
Oh, they're amazing. Up cushions made, the yoga bolsters and the meditation cushions. And we have my beautiful Yoga Barre candles, and also EcoSet make the water bottles. And they're all local businesses. Shorebird do our t-shirts and yoga mat bags. I love, you know, coming together with other businesses. I just think it's so important, you know, to support each other, isn't it?
Sure.
Yeah.
I suppose the last thing is that it is kind of, and you did mention it, you kind of cover everything. I mean, obviously there's many different variations of yoga, but really the core of your particular love is the fact that it's fun rather than it's, you know, some sort of, you know, meditative thing where everyone's being quiet and all that. There is music blasting, people are jumping around, it's basically a party. But then you've also got Pilates, you've got, you know, you say over 65s and all that. So it's there's quite a big, you know, range of things going on here.
1,000,000%. And you know, I'm trying to calm down and slow down in the Strength and Stretch. My pregnancy yoga is very lovely, and the mum and baby classes. So there's different sides to me and different sides to the classes. And you know what? I just love people to listen to this and come and check out a class.
I should ask, just to wrap up now, I've noticed with all the pictures you do on social media, and everyone just looks great, everyone looks happy. Are ugly people allowed in? Because you do seem to have a lot of good looking people there. There's like, they
are very good looking.
There is, yes, it's ridiculous. We'll have to do something about that.
Absolutely.